The Rise of Skywalker is bad. That's the podcast.
Whoa!
See you next time.
We are doing.
Oh, you got to do
Star
the,
Wars.
You got to do the.
We're doing.
Okay, here we're
doing-
gonna test your editing. You ready? You got to put it behind your back.
Oh.
And then it's gonna appear behind mine.
Oh my gosh!
Ready? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh
gotta,
my god! I don't.
You got to test your editing.
It's
And
not
then-
gonna be me. It's gonna be.
This is gonna look so bad.
Okay, so
That's it. If that
if you
looks cool,
haven't-
you're welcome.
yeah, if you haven't figured out what we're talking about Star Wars. We're talking about, okay, it's by far, in my opinion, the absolute worst Star Wars movie I've ever seen, and I love Star Wars. But I mean, let me intro first. Welcome back to Full Time Movie Fans. We love movies. If you're here, you love movies too.
Well,
You love talking about movies.
Yeah, we love them except for one right now.
Yes, we love them, which is why you're about to hear everything you're about to hear. We love them so much. We have a strong passion for movies. So if you're here for the first time, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I think we needed to just get out a little frustration from our lives, and so we're like, let's do a movie that's kind of we both have a consensus. We don't like it, and the immediate first thought I had was Rise of Skywalker. Now here's the thing. I think I want to keep. I generally want to keep most of our. One thing I don't like is movie YouTube channels that they just poop on everything. Like everything is crap. Everything's no good.
Everything wrong with.
Yeah, there's nothing good about this movie. It's so cool to hate on every movie. I don't want our stuff to be like that. And I want to be open to everybody. So like if you want to comment on this channel, I'm sure this one might get, because Star Wars is such a beloved franchise, I think there's going to be some emotions involved. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. I want to be open to everybody, especially people who have different opinion than me. But I will say, to be honest with you, if you like this movie, I want to hear why, but also I don't understand you and you're wrong because it's the worst Star Wars movie I've ever seen in my entire life. The fact that I had to rewatch it again so that we could do this, literally I was like, man, I feel like I'd rather be, I don't know, anywhere else. Like
Scooping your eyes out with a spoon. Yeah.
yeah, it's just not, it's not good. But anyways, let me just say, like, the whole, like, episode 7 through 9, it's kind of like,
It's meh.
yeah, for the most part.
Yeah. Well, people say that that The Force Awakens is basically A New Hope.
Which it's hard to deny that.
Rian
When you
Johnson
go beat
himself
for
said
beat.
that, yeah.
Yeah, beat for beat, plot line for plot line, it's almost an exact. So it makes sense that when I first watched it, I was like, oh, I really liked it. Well, because I was watching A New Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, with new characters, new visuals, it's super cool. The most controversial, I think, is The Last Jedi, which we were talking about it before we started.
Yeah, it's the best of the three.
To be honest, I loved it. A lot of people hated it.
I remember hating it too when I watched it. I was like, what the fuck? I wanted Star Wars. And then I thought about it longer and I was like, actually I got it.
Yeah, when you think
I got a lot of it.
yeah, because I went in with the same expectations. I think it's an expectational thing is
Right.
you expect to learn about Snoke. You expect to learn about Rey. But I think what a lot of people forgot is that it's the second out of 3 movies and there's still time to get those answers. It didn't have to be answered in the second of the movie of the trilogy.
We didn't get the answers, but
Yeah, well, that's what we're going to talk about today because JJ, I know you have some stuff to talk about. We'll get into that.
I do.
I will say JJ was given a great opportunity to. Here's what I think happened, and I think maybe you know some more backstory you're going to tell us, but here's what I think happened without knowing any of the backstory is I think that he kind of heard the internet, he heard what people were saying about The Last Jedi, and he was like, okay, they didn't like that. I'm going to give them everything they want. But the thing is, there's a fine line when it comes to fan service and when it comes to fans and movies. Like, I'll give you a good example. A good example for, in my opinion, one of the best examples in recent memory is Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
Because that, I mean, the whole movie's fan service. You've got Toby, you've got Andrew.
Yeah,
like,
but it was fun.
dude, but
it made sense.
Dude, what's his name? Willem Dafoe, Green Goblin, saying,
Welcome
I'm,
back.
I'm something of a scientist myself. Like, there was a few times where it was on the line and it could have tipped over into the bad, but it never did. Like, it towed the line of like, not enough, perfect, and like, okay, that's too much fan service that doesn't benefit anything, doesn't do anything. And you can tell it's just placating.
Yeah.
That movie was perfect. I laughed, I cried, I felt like it was near perfect. I don't fault it for the nostalgia because that's the point, is the nostalgia. But it also added so much more to the Andrew's films and Toby's films, because seeing this and seeing how they interact with each other, it really just helped complete their movies. Like, really,
they are Spider-Man. Yeah.
And it helped complete their movies and you thought that the movie was over and you're like, okay, well, I'll never see these guys. This put a bow on both Andrew's and Toby's movies.
Yeah.
It may have revived Andrew, maybe doing another Spider-Man, maybe.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
He's really good.
I really liked it. I think a lot of people started to appreciate him.
Yeah.
Because everybody was dumping on his movies, but after this, it's like, he was one of the best parts, if you ask me, of No Way Home.
I never saw the Amazing Spider-Man movies. And watching No Way Home, I was like, damn, this guy's a good Spider-Man.
Dude, he is, as an actor, he's one of the best actors. Like, he's just so good. To me, him and Willem Dafoe, to me, they stole the movie. Anyways, this is not a No Way Home movie or episode podcast. I think we'll do one of those. But
I can give a kudos to the Rise of Skywalker.
Oh,
yeah, you ready?
Yeah, let's get. We'll do a kudos. You give a kudos.
The best thing to come out of the Rise of Skywalker is that it is undoubtedly the one Star Wars movie that has had the most emotional reaction.
There you have it. There you have it.
Your face said everything too. Your face said everything as soon as I said it. You're like, yeah, it did.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So like, No Way Home is good fan service. What Rise of Skywalker is the worst fan service, because what happened? People didn't like. Forgive me so much. They didn't like the Asian girl.
Oh yeah,
I forget her name.
I love her.
She's so great, and like even her character was great in Last Jedi.
I'm gonna find it.
They took her out, side of Star Wars. Yes, they didn't like. People were complaining about her. Blah blah blah. They bullied the poor girl online. She got depressed, and so JJ was like, "Okay, they don't like her. We're gonna cut anything that has to do with her out." So she had minimal role. What was one of the other things? Chewie got a medal. That was something from a long time ago. People
Kelly Marie Tran.
Yeah.
Rose.
Oh, yes, Rose. You're great. I'm sorry. We love you over here. Sorry for the toxic Star Wars fans. And then Chewie got a medal, which, did anybody really care about that? I don't know, but I
also saw things online when they were like, I hope it's chocolate metal because that fucker did nothing but get caught.
Dude, I mean, was that really important? Okay, he gave us Knights of Ren, but for what? What did they do? They literally looked at, like, there's shots of them looking around at the scenery.
They're basically the goth kids from South Park.
and then their coolest member claps them all at the end. Like they all get. I mean, so these guys are supposed to be pretty scary, and you made them look like just normal stormtroopers.
Yeah,
like so
massive chumps.
What else? What else was from the fan service? Oh my gosh, we'll talk more about this. The kiss between Rey and Kylo. Worst part of. Any Star Wars movie I've ever seen. And I would have rather seen Luke and Leia make out with tongue than watch Rey and Kylo kiss once.
I agree.
Even
There's
a little
no
peck on the
chemistry
mouth.
there. There was no chemistry at all.
There was nothing that led up to them being romantic with each other.
Besides them both like staring at each other through Force visions and being like,
okay, my only defense for them having any kind of romance is Daddy Kylo with the shirt off. I admit
but they didn't even play into that enough.
I know.
They had the moment where she was like,
Adam Driver, you're all right. You're a good looking man.
I do love me some Adam Driver.
Yes, he's so good, and he's also grown so much as an actor.
Oh my God, Marriage Story. Oh my God, it's so
good. We'll do that one.
I love Marriage Story.
We'll review
that. Ruined my life.
Oh no, it was tough. Bro.
It was a tough movie,
but not as tough as watching The Rise of Skywalker because it was so freaking bad.
All right, so let me
get into it.
Let me give you a little bit of the
Backstory.
sausage. And it's more actually I'll be. This one's not as kind as seeing how the sausage is made. This is just a hot dog factory at this point.
Yeah.
Right? They're grinding up parts you don't want to know where in your mouth. So, J.J. Abrams. I believe this is the timeline of how things happened. Disney bought Star Wars from Lucasfilm, and
Yep, they did that.
and
Sure.
JJ basically walked up and said, I will produce this. I will produce this. It will be a product of my own thing. I mean, look at me. I made Lost. I know what
Star
good
Trek.
looks.
Star Trek.
And Star Trek.
Very close. They
It's the
compare.
Star. They both have Star in the name.
And they're both in space.
And Disney said, yeah, people know who J.J. Abrams is. Yeah, go for it. And so JJ outlined a 3-movie trilogy, a trilogy, with these new characters that refer to old things, the fan servicey things. And the plan is that JJ was going to direct the first one. They were going to get a newer director to make and direct the second one using the outline that JJ made. And then another new director was going to complete the trilogy with the last installment.
Yeah.
What happened is that JJ made the first one. They gave it to Rian Johnson, which was a great move.
Great.
Rian looked at the outline and went, "This shit sucks. I'm going to do it my way." And see how the third director plays off of what I give them, and set it up wonderfully for something really cool to happen. And then JJ said, actually, I don't like anything that you did and that you didn't follow my direction, so I'm going to just pull everything back and push it back to what I want. Which you can feel very, very easily. You can feel that.
Dude,
from the opening scroll, the Palpatine's back, and you're like, oh, okay. Palpatine's back, I guess.
Yeah, I told you that my buddy Clint. Hopefully, Clint will be on the podcast at some point. But he told me he literally laughed, and he automatically felt dread as soon as he saw that scroll. He was like, "Oh no,
It was pretty bad.
It was the dead speak. That's the thing that he laughed
the
at.
dead speak.
And then when he mentioned Palpatine, he was like, "Oh no," and he knew it was going to be bad from that point. But yeah, literally, I mean, first 5-10 minutes, it's just undoing everything from The Last Jedi.
Yeah. And JJ has a very particular style. JJ's style of directing, and he talks about it a lot, especially with, I believe it was Cloverfield. He talks about, no, it was Star Trek. It was a Star Trek interview that he was doing. And his style of directing is what he calls the mystery box, right? It is, in my opinion, a great way to keep people's attention and a terrible way to keep tension and stakes in a movie. The way the mystery box works is you present
What's
an
in the
idea.
box?
Yeah, you present an idea to the audience, and you hype this idea up. You go, what is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? And eventually you open up the box and you tell them, but in telling them you have another box show up. It's a Russian nesting doll of information. And so you get little pieces, and they keep on falling into place with each other until you finally get your big climactic ending. But the way that it reads on paper for this movie is, what's in the box? It's another thing. How are we going to get out of this? Well, good thing I know a friend. Open up the box. Oh, finally, we got this thing. But now this problem's here. And they go, oh, but don't worry, because it's solved by this thing. And they just keep on peeling back layers of fucking gross cake.
Well, that's the biggest thing is there's no stakes, there's no tension, because every problem, like you said, that shows up, it's immediately solved.
Yep.
Immediately.
Chewie gets kidnapped. Ray accidentally destroys the ship.
Bro.
Next scene.
Let me say.
Chewie's fine.
Well, let's say she literally killed him. That is huge.
I remember being there and I was like, oh, fuck, here we go. It's starting. The movie's starting now.
Huge dread, huge regret. Something that could literally change
The character. Yes.
Give her some development and be like, whoa, I need to learn how to control this stuff because I could literally I have the power to kill people.
Yeah.
And that is something that could dramatically give a character some development or trauma or something that she has to deal with.
Yep.
Like, let's say she's in other situations and her friends are close by and she's like, I need to kill this guy in front of me, or I need to fight this guy, but my friends are too close. I cannot go full power or whatever. Like, it could be anything, but literally Oh, hey, look who we caught in the next scene. We caught somebody very important. It's Chewbacca.
Yeah.
There was another transport. Like, okay.
Yeah.
C-3PO.
Didn't even need it. Because later on they go, oh, Chewbacca's alive. You could have waited. You could have even waited to have the, like, just let her sit with it for a little bit.
Oh, it could have been a crazy reveal later on. Like, you know what I mean? Like...
or the, oh, nobody speaks this language anymore, and C-3PO going, I do.
But I can't.
But I'm not gonna.
Well, he's like, but I can't. And then someone's like, oh, but let me try this thing. And sure enough, now he can translate it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just...
It's...
I will say Babu Frick is...
cheap.
Yeah, Babu Frick is pretty awesome. He's amazing.
I do like Babu Frick.
One of the best, new characters ever.
like Babu Frick.
But it's also just so hand-wavy, like, oh, we fixed this problem with this.
Yeah.
Oh, we fixed this problem with it. So there's no tension, there's no stakes.
Well, I mean, even the stakes don't make sense because you got Palpatine who's just there to do what? And eventually we get to see, well, it's like towards the beginning of the movie, we get to see Kylo approaching him and being like, hi, I would like everything. And they go, yeah, I can provide you with everything. That's fine. And then you just see like a fleet of moving Death Stars.
Yeah.
Essentially. That came from where? Who's manning these ships if he's the only one there? How did he get the equipment to do this? How long has he been gone? Who knows? We don't... All we know is that the dead speaks and apparently is a very good engineer.
Bro, so speaking of steaks, imagine... Now, look, I love everybody, whether you're a vegan, vegetarian or not. But speaking of steaks, you're going to your favorite steakhouse.
Yeah.
Right? You order a big ribeye. Mm-hmm. What comes out to the table is a cauliflower steak.
Yeah.
How disappointed are you?
Extremely.
That is how I feel about the rest. There's no steak. It's cauliflower. There's no steaks. Where are the steaks?
Well, it's not even that. It's all side dishes.
Now, if you love cauliflower steaks, I do too. I love cauliflower, to be honest with you. But at the same time, when I'm expecting a nice ribeye, medium rare, like that's what I want. And there are no steaks in this movie. It promised steak, and it gave you like cabbage, or it gave you.
I feel like adding on to your allegory here. This movie was you went in, you ordered this big expensive ribeye, and the waiter just keeps coming out with side dishes. And anytime you ask about when your steak's coming out, he goes, "Oh, don't worry, I brought mashed potatoes." You go, "Okay, yeah, this is okay. Can I get the steak?" And they go, "Mac and cheese?"
Well, hey, look, mashed potato. So can we talk about this? Okay, so I love food, so it's so funny that this is an allegory because it fits so well.
It does.
So even using yours. So here's mashed potatoes. Love mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Freaking knock down some mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes, I really loved. I think one of the scenes that I really liked was super cool. Kylo catching up to Rey in his starfighter. She does that crazy jump.
Yeah, cool.
Cuts it off. Mm-hmm. Mashed potatoes. Mm-hmm. Rey uses force lightning randomly.
Also cool.
Mac and cheese, great. I love it.
Palpatine with that.
Oh, at the end when he like uses force lightning to like attack everybody.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, I love the
big scary man.
Give me the fried onion rings. Like I love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's great.
But then it's like, okay, but where's the main course? It never shows up. Like,
and then the waiter shows up at the end and kisses you on the lips and goes, "How was the meal?"
You're like, first off, I don't know you like that. Second off, your mouth is all greasy. I don't know why do you taste like that, bro? And then third off, sorry, I don't swing that way. And that was exactly.
And that's what that kiss was.
That's exactly what that kiss was. Like respect, but also like that's not for me.
This is the best allegory we could have ever come up with for this movie.
And we did not plan that out. But I gotta say, it is just like that. I mean, what's the expectations are so high. I think they were so much lower because a lot of people didn't like The Last Jedi. I mean, I think it was kind of like that for the episodes 1 through 3 too, because it was like, I remember it being cool and everybody loved it, but then after a while I was like, not that great.
Yeah, it's all politics and talking really.
There has been nothing in the history of movies, Star Wars movies, that have made episode 1 through 3 more endearing to me in my heart than episode 7 through 9.
I was gonna say, I remember people talking so much shit about the prequels until this trilogy came out, and they were like, actually, the prequels.
You know, yeah, let me rewatch that.
I like the prequels. Jar Jar Binks, lovable. We
sand,
love
yeah,
that,
I
man.
do. Me too. I don't like sand either. Like, man, have you ever been to the beach and you got sand in your freaking car for years?
God,
like,
if there's anything I love more than Earth politics, it's space politics.
Hey, full-time movie fans, thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you had a good time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. We want to hang out and discuss the movie with you. So don't forget to do that below. Have a good one. I hope your day is everything you dreamed it being more.